welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're looking at exciting new things from my pre-order of the new catalogue items that I've got. This is, I can only show you the outside, but mini catalogue January till April, full of beautiful spring, Valentine's, Easter, beautiful things in there. And you've got celebration. Celebration is for 2 months, January and February, and for every £45 that you spend either in this catalogue or the annual catalogue, you can get something in here absolutely free. So it's a really lovely time. There's some beautiful things in there, and I'm going to be showing you lots of things. So if you haven't subscribed, please look at subscribing, hit the notification button so you don't miss anything. And we're looking today at Sea Turtle. Now, when I looked at this stamp set, I thought, oh, that's a nice size image. If we look inside, you can see that's the actual size of it. It's 3¼ inches that way by, 3½ inches that way by 3¼ inches that way. It's a good size image. And I thought that we would do a fun card with it. You can see underneath, this is another one on the ocean. And I thought that it would be quite nice to team up these waves. These are sort of distinctive, so you've got your lights and your darks and things in there just with one stamp set. And I really like the hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. I think that goes with everybody. It doesn't necessarily need to be the waves and things. So that's what we're going to be working with. I have put the sea turtle on a block, and we are going to be using colour-wise Tahitian Tide, Coastal Cabana and Starry Sky. So I'm going to start with the Tahitian Tide. Now I've actually I was doing one just now, and unfortunately I didn't, my own fault. When you've got a stamp this size and it's photopolymer, you really need to have a cushion underneath it to help it to stamp out completely. And I didn't have that, so I had a piece missing in the middle. So I've now got this. I'm going to put this on here so you can see it perfectly. And we are going to, first of all, let me take that out of the way. We are going to, and I'm going to put that there because you can see it easier. We're going to work with these colours. So you want some sponge daubers. I'm using the Tahitian Tide to start off with. Pad to the stamp because it's a large image and you can see very clearly when you've stamped it properly. Then we are going to use some of the Coastal Cabana, and this is quite a difficult one we just need to just sort of dot some bits about. It's not going to have a huge effect, but it will have just a little bit to just bring those colours down a little bit. So you've got that mixture in. This is me having just put my finger in it. Bear with a second. Have I got a tissue over there? I need to. I've just put my finger in there, so bear with me a second while I just grab a tissue. This is where I need to get cut my nails because they're getting too long now. I thought I'd grow them a little bit for Christmas because I always keep them short, but unfortunately you then end up getting like this, your finger in it. So okay, so we've done that colour. Then we're going to go into the Starry Sky, if I can get it open, and we are going to very carefully just go through right the way around on the outside, so you can see how near to the outside I am. and we want to just very gently do round the shell. So I'm inking up quite a bit because I want the outline to be as pronounced as I can, and I need to come around on here because the shell is, you want the whole of the shell to go round. So if you leave it where his feet are, you're not going to have the pronounced part. Now you'll spend more time than I will just going around these as carefully as you can. You can see I'm going a bit quick, but I want to just show you, and then we need to just go around his little head like this and go around his head on the other side. Okay, now I want to just do a few in on the shell part, not a huge amount, just a little bit, so it just gives a little bit of a balance, but you've still got the couple of colours coming through. So I think that that will work, and you can see how the colours are starting to look beautiful. So I need to take my piece of cardstock and I'm going to huff on it, and I'm going to put it underneath on a one of our mats. You can have anything that's just got a little bit of give in it, and then we're just going to stamp this out on here because we're going to cut it out, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Then what I want to do is, because it's such a large image, I need to make sure that I give it a good old press. In all of these little areas, because I say it's a big size stamp, so you need to make sure that you've given it a good press right the way across, and by huffing it, it should, there we are, come out beautifully, and you can see all of those colours in there. I just think it's such a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. Absolutely love it. So let me just give that a clean up, because you want to clean it. And again, it's the sort of thing that the chamois is very good, because you can take the chamois out, just move that onto here for a minute, and literally just wipe over it so that you get all of the little crevices and things out, because you might want to do it in a different colour the next time. You know, I always think of blues and things. Blues are my favourite colours to use, so I really love things that are to do with, you know, the ocean and the sea and things like that, because it gives you that really rather beautiful colours to use, and we have some beautiful blues. So I can put this one back in here now, peel it up carefully, and as I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful big stamps. So I think, you know, when you look in the catalogue and you think, oh, it's quite small, it's a complete focal image on there. Okay, so now we're going to get out this one, which is these sort of speckled pieces for the either bubbles or beach or coral or whatever you want it to be, really. I think I'm just going to have it as... am I going to have it as a bit of... Yes, I am. I'm going to have it as a little bit of a texture on there, but I want it fairly faint. And I'm also going to bring in this one because I want this one round the edges. So let me just put this one in on here like that. Now, the paper I'm using, if I show you, look at that. It's beautiful. Now, this might look like a sky piece, and that's the other part of it, which comes down on, is it on that one? I've taken a bit of it off, but that comes under down on the bottom. So you've got these sort of waves and things in there, but I'm going to use this one, I think, or I might use this one, which is the bottom. If I show you the paper, this is new paper that's in the new catalogue. It's called Enjoy the Journey. And it's got beautiful, beautiful landscapes. If you look back on my unboxing video, you'll be able to see. I'm not going to show you it all, but it is stunning. I'll just say that. So I'm going to use this one, which gives you that sort of wave look, and I can have it either way up actually. It really doesn't matter. Waves coming that way, waves coming. I think probably this way. But what I want to do is I want to take the Coastal Cabana and I'm going to ink this one up. But I need to stamp it off once, if not twice. So I'm just going to stamp it off once, like that. Then I think I should be able to, I don't want it to be too bright on there. So I just want a little bit of sort of texture coming through. So let me take it about there. Actually, I need to put the paper on top, otherwise I'm going to have mucky bits underneath, aren't I? Let's take that in under here, so I'm not going to get my board mucky. And I'm just going to just sort of do a little bit like that, maybe a little bit across on there. I just want these little bits of texture coming through, but I don't want them to be too dark. So that's probably, you can't probably see that too much, but there is a reasonable amount of texture on here. So I'm just going to give a little bit, maybe I need to do one more on there. So let's stamp it off once, like that. And then we'll have another little bit in like that. And then I'm just going to have a piece across on there, which is quite nice. So it gives that sort of bubbly type texture on there, which I rather like the look of that. And then I'm going to, because we've got it with the turtle, I don't know whether I want to, let's have a little think about this. I want to tone in the colours of what I've got. So that I wanted tone on tone, but I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to do it in the darker colour when I get around to it. Okay, so let's take my snips, and I am just going to cut this turtle out. Before I do that, I am going to finish the background, because the turtle's going to be cut in a certain way that you get 3 dimension from it. So let me take it's going to be the Starry Sky, and I'm going to take this piece, which is on the ocean, because I really love the look of this. And I'm going to put that on, I need to put it on a smaller block. So let me just get my blocks out so I'm not doing anything on a too huge block. Will it go on this one? No, it won't. I might have to do it on, it'll go on this one. I just don't want anything that's too big to use. I'm very lucky, I have all of the blocks, and it's one thing that I would say, if anybody wants really good blocks, these are absolutely perfect. So I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to keep it on this pad. You don't need to with the red rubber, but I am. So what I want to do is to take this down like this, and I'm going to take this, see, I love that, like that, and I'm going to take it all the way around the outside, because I just love the wavy sort of pattern of this. I think it just makes it look beautiful. Just make a lovely background. Actually, you could do it any colour you wanted, but there we go. Okay, so we've now got some real lovely textures and things going in. I might even just give it a little bit of an extra bit in on there. Take that on that one, a little bit on there. Perfect, so it matches through nicely. Okay, so that's given another little bit of texture in on there, which I really like. So let's take this, clean this up a bit. Like that. And I'm just trying to work out, did I have, when I cut that off, have I got a little bit of, no, is that on this one? Yes, it is. So that's sort of the center part. I might use that for part of the sentiment. That's me just thinking aloud on there. Okay, so we're now going to take this turtle, and what I want to do is I am going to take it round. Leaving just a little bit of a border, not a huge amount, just a little bit. And you can fast forward through this bit if you want. As you know, I do everything as I'm doing it, because I know that some people just sit and watch the whole thing and enjoy the fact that it's in what we call real time rather than sped up on all those things. And people who don't want to watch more than 10 minutes can literally just fast forward through to the bits that they want, and hopefully it suits everybody. It's the way I've always done it. I don't think I'm going to change my ways now. Seems to be a good formula, so that's the way I work. So as I say, I'm leaving just a little tiny bit of a border around there. It's a fairly easy shape, as you can see, to do. It's not anything that's too difficult, and you can leave the turtle like this. However, we're going to do something with him to just give him a little bit more texture in there and a little bit more dimension, because I think that that will work beautifully. I love the way he's come out. I love the colours that he's come into, which I think are really good. So we'll come out like this. I'm going to take these in. And I think it's quite nice sometimes to use designer series paper as well, rather than just doing a white background or sponging your background, which you can do, of course. And as you know, I love doing sponge backgrounds. And I probably will do that with some of the others. However, that particular set of papers really lends itself to, you know, landscapes. So you've got your water and your landscape there, so you don't need to do the work on it, which, you know, suits a lot of people down to the ground. And if you're in a hurry as well, you don't have to spend a long time doing your background, and you can get everything sorted sort of in one fell swoop. So I'm just doing these. I am spending a little bit of time doing it, because if you want to do something so that it looks good, then it's worth spending just a, you know, it's only taken me a few minutes. It hasn't taken me a huge amount of time. So, right, we've now taken this off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off his legs. I'm going to take off his head. So I'm just leaving the whole of his shell. And then we'll take his little feet off. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to take the sponge dauber and I'm going to go around the whole of the outside of the shell. Now, I don't think I'm going to ink it, because I don't want it overly dark. I just want to give this shell a bit of dimension. which is rather good. Okay, now I can take the other pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm still using my contraband ones that were given to me. So now I've got to make sure that I have which is the top and which is the bottom. That was interesting, wasn't it? I should have paid a bit more attention. Let me have a look at this and see with the stamp which bit is the top, which bit is the bottom. They're probably both exactly the same. Let me just have a little look and see. I think now it's difficult to tell because you want to have it the right way up so that the bits go in on there. So, oh, cramping my finger. That's the right way up. So it is the right way up on there. So just make sure that you've got it the right way. This is going to have dimensionals on. You can see this is the one that I did beforehand that just wasn't very good because I didn't have a mat underneath. So I had to go in and re-stamp it over the top. So it's one of the things, make sure that you have a good amount. Now I'm going to put this down first because I can then put the other parts in underneath. So I can make sure that this is where I want it. So he's going to go slap bang just slightly at an angle in on the top like that. Then I can get his little head and I'm just going to just shape it just a little bit so that it's not sticking out too much. And then this is going to go just in underneath. So you've got that real sort of three-dimensional look. So I just need a little bit of wet glue on this bit. I think it's going to look beautiful. Don't know what the weather's like with you guys at the moment, but the weather here is getting colder and colder. So this is me looking at my glue. I have my heating on first thing in the morning, and then I put it on again in the evening, but during the daytime I try not to because it is so expensive now. And I have a wood burner, but I don't have the wood burner in my sort of craft area, so I tend to do that again in the evening. So during the daytime I find my hands start getting crampy because it's a bit chilly. So just taking that bit off there and just round on there. So that's one of his, what they call them, are they fins? Are they? Is that on that side or is that on that side? That's on that side. That's on that side. So I need to just put those just so that they come just in a little bit. And I'm not sponging around the outside of them because I don't want them to be, I want them to be the fins underneath so you really get the dimension to it. So this is going just on the edge and I'm just tucking it in just a little bit. Not a huge amount, just a little bit. And then we'll tuck this one in. Whoops. Then we can put that in. And if any of you have got any of the dazzling diamonds or any form of sort of little glittery things, that would look quite good as well to give sort of some sparkle in through the water. So I'm just going to take these little pieces off. These are just the pieces as I cut it so I can see, and I need to work out which leg is which. That's on that side, I think. That's on this side, I think. Like that. So that one needs to come in that way, that one needs to come in that way. So I can then just give a little bit of glue on here. needs to come in like that. And again, I'm just literally just tucking it, hardly at all, just a little bit underneath. So that gives that little bit of dimension on there. And did I put the head in? Yes, I did. And then we'll just have this little bit in on here. To move that out of the way. It gets dark here so early that I need to, that little foot that way. Is it coming? I think I've got them. Have I got them the wrong way round? I don't know. No, I think that's all right, isn't it? A little flippery bit. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so that goes in like that underneath. And then, you see, that's looking really rather beautiful. Let me just get my base that I'm going to put it on. So like that. It's going to look absolutely lovely. And then we just need a bit of a sentiment to go on in there. I'm not going to add anything more because I think just the it's swimming by. But I wanted to have, hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. I think that's nice. And I might actually just put in, I haven't used this one yet. So I'm going to put this in. I've got to get it out because I haven't used it before. Let's make sure that that's the right way round. And I'm going to put it on. Put it on this one. See if I can get it straight. Like that, and I'm going to do it in the Starry Sky. So I've opened it. Okay. Okay, let's just give this a little try to see what it's like. Oh yes, that's fine, isn't it? So, do I want to, I think I might have it at the top or the bottom. What do we reckon? Probably at the bottom, actually. I'm more of a bottom rather than a top person on cards. So we're going to just have it here, slightly off-centered. Hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. How pretty is that? And then, as I say, I would put a little bit of glitter glue or something of some sort, some little bit of sparkle on there, because I think that that would work perfectly. But let me just take this out of the way. And as I say, we could put some little starfish and things in there, but I think just to have it as it is, I think will work beautifully. So I'm going to put it on there like that. I probably would actually put it onto a base of Costa Cabana on there, but I hope you can see you've got this lovely dimension of the fish, and he really looks as if he's swimming through the ocean. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.